Welcome to the Million Pound Mission podcast. I'm your host, Adam Shively, the PhD, the previously heavy dude, and I'm on a 1 million pound mission. Now, I've personally lost over 100 pounds, and I've applied what I've learned from my own transformation journey to help my hometown clients lose over 35,000 pounds in just 5 years. Now I'm on a mission to produce over 1 million pounds of results by delivering my best weekly tips, motivation, inspirational stories, and transformation strategies so that you can gain clarity about what you need to do to reach your goals and give you the confidence to take action. And the perfect time to start taking action is right now. So let's do this. Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the Million Pound Mission podcast. It's your buddy Adam, the PhD, the previously heavy dude, and this is episode number 179, the Million Pound Mission State of the Union. As you guys know, I like to include you in my journey on this quest to get my message out there. And this is just another one of those update episodes, but an important one because we're going to change some things. Some big changes are coming, not permanently, but some new things need to happen here for the next couple of months. And I want to explain that and give you guys another look behind the curtain. You guys have enjoyed that, it seems, in the past. So here we go. The first thing you're going to notice is that I'm not going to do sponsors for a while. I feel like, I'm not getting paid for any of the sponsors yet. We do discount codes and things like that. I'm getting, I love my sponsors. They're hooking me up with some awesome products that I'm always a customer first, and I kind of recruit them to be a sponsor usually. I love them, but I feel like the time with the podcast for the next few months just needs to be me and you. All right. I've got some new things cooking. I want to use that time to clue you in on those things and not just overwhelm you with ads and things like that. So that's the first thing. The intros and outros will all be filmed kind of organically. They will be different every time. I know it's easy. I know I do this when it's like that canned intro, that canned post roll after the interview or whatever. It's always the same. I always just skip over it. You guys won't want to do that because I'm going to start dropping some Easter eggs in there just as an incentive, like discount codes on things I've got going on, first access to things I've got going on. So make sure you listen to the entire show every week. Oh my God, I know, you hate me. So I'm going to try to deliver value. That's my challenge to myself. I'm going to be delivering as much value as possible from the time that I hit that record button to the time that I hit that stop button. All right. So what I've got going on is I've got a lot going on. I feel like I need to take some of my own advice. So we're going to throttle back on the podcast volume for the next few months, maybe until the beginning of 2019. Might just be a couple months. I have to see how it goes. But we're going to drop from 3 shows a week to 1 show a week. I feel like I've got a lot of really, really good content out there. I know so many of you go back to the beginning and listen all the way through. I know a lot of you kind of feel like I'm putting info out there like you're drinking out of a fire hose. So I feel like you as an audience member can use a little bit of time to catch up, catch your breath, absorb the really good information that I've already got out there, but it also gives me some time to develop some new things. What I'm noticing is, and where I get a little bit frustrated is I'd podcast every single day, twice a day, if it worked out, if I felt like I had time to do that, if I felt like it was effective. But what I feel like I'm doing is I'm getting so much information out there, and I'm live casting and I'm interviewing live on Instagram and 3 podcasts a week that, again, you guys are kind of drinking from that fire hose, and it's taking a lot of time. Honestly, it takes a lot of time. I know I've got Coach Justin and his team working on the podcast editing. That's helped a ton, but still it's so much time and energy to put into this because I want it to be high quality. And I feel like I'm losing connection time. The thing that I love more than podcasting is when you guys reach out and you send me a DM on Instagram, or you send me a message in Facebook, or you email me. You say, hey, I heard that last episode. It really made a difference. I mean, that's better than any paycheck I've ever got. I hope you believe me. I hope you know that I'm 100% honest, speaking from the heart here. I mean, it's the best. When I see an email and I know it's a response to a podcast, I just love it. Like, I love it. And I'm missing out on that a little bit. Like, I'm falling behind on that. I pride myself in always responding. You guys know this. I've been trying to even send video responses now when people reach out about the podcast. If they email me, I use an app called Bonjoro. It's awesome. And I like to send you a video response, and it's to you. It's not a canned thing. It is, I say your name in it. I talk about the question that you have. I try to deliver a more personable, video response to your question. So that's something I love doing. I want to do more of that. So I want to go deeper with the connection. We're going to pull back on the content just a little bit, not the quality, but just the amount. All right. So we're going to go to one show a week. That's going to allow me to go deeper with you guys on the back end. And we can actually put some of these concepts into action and dig in and deliver and make sure you're implementing, right? So, and it's just for a few months. Eventually, I think I'll settle back into a 2-show per week rhythm. Maybe I'll get back to 3, maybe not. But I want to give you guys a heads up on a few things that I've got that I'm working on that I'm really excited about, that I want to keep you plugged into. I want to get your opinion on. And just, again, I'm an open book when it comes to what I'm putting out there, the social media, the podcast, all that stuff. You guys are getting the real and authentic me, good, bad, or ugly. That's what you've got, my friends. Oh, you signed up for this now. You're in it. So I've got a lot of exciting things. Like I said, I want to go deeper. I feel like right now, I want you to envision 2 circles, all right? And that circle represents kind of all the effort and energy that I'm able to put out there. And let's say there's a circle on the left, circle on the right. The circle on the left, it's got lots of tiny arrows going in lots of different directions. And I feel like that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm putting a lot of energy and effort, but I'm making a small amount of impact in lots of different directions. And what I want to do is get to a point where I have that circle to the right, and I've got 2 arrows that are going long and really making a large impact. One arrow is with my personal life, with my family, with my kids, with my wife, and the other arrow with me being a coach, being somebody that is out there helping people get healthy, and really go deep in those 2 lines instead of lots of little tiny things. I think we all get caught up in that, right? We feel like we're going day in and day out. It can just be tough. Like we always add more to our plate. There's more opportunity. There's more people wanting our time. And eventually we have to start saying no, because on the back end of that, the people that get sacrificed are the people that need us most sometimes. Like right now, I notice I'm live casting a lot at night. I'm missing bedtime with my kids. And that's something I've always prided myself on, where, people hit me up, hey, can you be on my podcast? Can you do an interview at 8:30 on a Thursday night? And I realized the game. I realized to get my message out there, I have to meet new people, and I got to play along with that. But I feel like I'm sacrificing a little bit too much of the family time, that bedtime. I don't like just seeing my kids for 10 minutes a day and be like, yeah, how was your day? Okay, well, Dad's got to run downstairs in the basement and do a live stream. I don't feel good about that. So I'm going to change up some of those things. And I know if I get the content out there, that good things will happen, and it's going to get out there. So, but that's just where my head's at. And again, I want to go deeper. One of the things that I've noticed is people are really struggling with the concept that I call the black hole of fitness doom, where they are trapped in that cycle of I lose weight and then I gain weight. I lose weight and then I gain weight, back and forth. And people just assume that that's how fitness is. That's the journey. That's what it looks like. And it's not. It's not, my friends. That's just the beginning. That's where a lot of people start. And I want to show people how to better break out of that. So one of the things I'm working on is a brand new program I'm calling the Transformation Reboot. It's going to be the Million Pound Mission Transformation Reboot. It is a super top secret thing that I'm telling everyone about starting now. But that's something I'm going to be able to really go deep with clients. I've got like a mini mastermind phase and then a continued accountability and support phase. And I think it's going to be pretty sweet. So that's something I'm working on. I'm working on kind of a fly on the wall episode where it's going to be bonus content, where I'm going to start using Patreon again. People can donate a couple bucks a month and get access to the coaching calls that I do, where I'm going to record those, put them out on a separate feed, and people can listen in to the advice that I give people in my 15-minute coaching calls. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. The bootcamp thing is going great. I've also got a concept called Million Pound Mission University that I'm hoping to launch at the beginning of the year. So that's going to be very exciting. I'm launching a new podcast. I know I just said I was going to do less podcasting. I'm going to launch a new podcast about my podcasting journey, because I really love talking to other podcasters, getting tips, helping new podcasters get up and running. So that'll be a 1 episode per week thing that hopefully launches in the next month or so. I'm in another new podcast. It's a podcast boy band. There are 6 of us, and we met out at an event in San Diego and decided to form the first boy band of podcasting. And that's just a bunch of guys acting silly. So if you're into that sort of thing, a lot of joking around. We get into some real life stuff, but it's going to be more of a making you laugh and hopefully have a few takeaways type of a show. So lots of new things going on. But like I said, one of my tools that I had to force myself to use is something called a lifestyle audit. And that's where all this came from. I started to feel kind of crispy, sort of wore out, and just like, I'm not making an impact anywhere, really. I feel like I'm making very minimal impact in very small, multiple directions. And I want to go deep, and I want to really make it count. So I've got a tool that I call the Lifestyle Audit. I will put that in the show notes. It's a free download. I would love for you guys to go through this as well, but I use this periodically. Whenever I kind of get that crispy feeling, when I kind of feel just fried, I know that I can't take any more new, because there has to be that balance, because we only have a finite amount of time and a finite amount of energy. And if we just add more, then things start to fall off the back end. And sometimes those are the most important things, like I mentioned, like our children, like our relationships. So, or our enjoyment of life. I mean, we can't have that. We can't have that. So I put myself through the lifestyle audit. And with that process, just to kind of quickly review it, you map out your current life. Like, how are you using your 24 hours? And you categorize it, where it's, you're obviously sleeping, working, eating, working out, personal development, family time, time with friends. And we categorize that out and we track it, and we see how we're currently spending our time. That 24 hours per day, 7 days a week. Then we set up a goal schedule. And this is always an eye-opener, because in that first step, we realize how much more time we spend working than with the people that we love. And it's always a heartbreaker. Even, I've done this like 5 different times. Every time I do it, I'm just pissed. I'm like, this doesn't seem right, to spend 4 or 5 times the hours working than you do with your family. So I guess that's why I have an early retirement goal. There you go. That's part of my motivation. That's part of my why. But the second part is you set up that dream situation where you say, okay, what does ideal look like with my schedule? No holding back at all. What does ideal look like? And then we bridge the gap and we say, okay, what are 3 10% improvements I can make to my current to start working towards that ideal? And a 10% improvement is basically going, if you are only sleeping 5 hours a night and you want to make a 10% improvement in that category, it goes to 5.5 hours a night, right? 10%. So I put myself through that process. I've got a game plan. I have to start letting go of some things. I have to kind of pull the safety net out a little bit. The gym is going well, but it's still not stable. We're trying a lot of new things with my gym. I feel one of my clients, I was talking with a client yesterday, and she's like, you've got a lot going on. How's the income going? Is it going well? And I'm like, well, I feel like I've got an income patchwork together, where I've got enough to survive coming in, but it's all like patchwork from all these different things, and nothing is truly stable. And that's scary, Like I was talking to another client. I said, because of course I had another idea for a podcast called Unemployable, where like I haven't had a real job or somebody else has been my boss since I was 15 years old. I bagged groceries for 1 month, realized that I hated being employed by another person, and I never was again. And I'm going to turn 38 next week. So 20 plus years of being the entrepreneur cowboy out there running the show. So my idea with the new podcast would be to go and try and act like an employee, once a week or something like that, and podcast about it. But that is way down the road. All right. But, it's interesting because just, I'm responsible for creating, income, and that's the line that you cross as an entrepreneur, is there's no safety net. And I kind of feel like I have to pull some of those things out. Like I can always do personal training. I can always do this and that. And I'm gonna have to let some of that go, so I have more time to spend with my family. So I have more time to invest in the things where I can make a bigger impact with more people. So that's part of the process. And with a lot of you, if you go through the lifestyle audit process, you go through that worksheet, you do the download, and I recommend again that you do. because it's just a great little touch point, just a personal check-in to do periodically. And so once I went through that, you're just going to realize that a lot of us out there, we're being inefficient with our time. We're putting too much time into work and not as much time as we really want to in the things that count. And we can't just keep piling more on the plate. I talk to my clients about this all the time. And if I don't lead by example, then those words don't ring true. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. I'm making an effort to make some changes. So the podcast schedule, it's going to be slightly random. I'm really focused on quality. I hate, Justin is all over. My coach, Justin, he's like, you got to have a rhythm and you got to have, it's got to, people get used to it. They like that. And I'm just like, I really want to put out what I want to put out. I really want to put out something that's really good quality. I hate feeling like I'm scrambling for interviews and then I just take any interview. And there've only been a couple that I've been like, man, I probably shouldn't have aired that one. It wasn't that great. Or maybe that was offensive. So I don't want to commit to, well, 1 week it'll be me talking and the next week it'll be an interview. Back and forth we go. I can't promise that. What I can promise is if I interview somebody and we light it up, I'm going to put it out. If I interview somebody and I feel like it wasn't a home run, it's not going to hit the airwaves, 100%. I just backed out of a couple of interviews, as I made this decision. I was like, listen, I don't feel like this is the ideal fit. I'm changing up my strategy a little bit. You guys have a great story, but this isn't going to be a good use of time for either of us right now. And that's kind of a hard thing to do. It's hard to be like, well, you're not a good fit for me, sorry. And it's like the breakup talk. It's not you, it's me, but it's actually you. So but I'm going to put out a really, really high quality show once a week for the next few months. And I'm going to try to crush it. I'm going to try to give you some action steps. When it's me talking, it'll probably be a little bit longer. I'll have more things to talk about because we're cutting back the content stream quite a bit, so I'll have more things to pack in to that one show. And we're gonna rock it. I'm gonna put you into action. And it's gonna give you some time to catch up. So if you haven't listened to previous episodes, dive in, work through them, and we will see what happens. And another thing, I felt like I was getting a little bit wrapped up and addicted to that downloads number. Like I was really a few months ago I talked about the downloads and hitting like 7,000 downloads a month, 8,000, crossed 10,000. Like we're approaching 20,000 downloads a month right now with these 3 shows. We cut that back to 1 show per week. It's the download number will go down because I have less shows, less downloads, less shows. So I feel like that's going to be a good thing for me to experience as well, as just not stressing out or worrying about or being driven by the download number, and just realize that if I put the good quality stuff out there, you guys will share this out. You'll say, hey, check this out. It's something that's worth listening to, adding this to your podcast list. I know you guys have my back, 100%. I've got your back, you've got mine. And forward we march together. So I think that's good for this one, the State of the Union. If you guys have questions about this, hit me up on Instagram. All right, the 2 best places to connect, honestly, Instagram and my Facebook group. Those are the 2 best places to connect with me, kind of go deeper, interact with me. That's what I love to do. I love podcasting, but it's a one-way conversation. Only I get to talk. I like to hear what you think. And it's very important to me, and I hope you realize that I'm speaking from my heart, and this is exactly, I say what I mean, right? So connect with me on Instagram, Million Pound Mission, or go to defeatthecheat.com. That takes you into my Facebook group, and that's where we can connect. So I go live every Tuesday night right now, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to keep that going. I got some exciting things in the live casting realm. Obviously, I try to pull my podcast guests when guests come on and do a live follow-up with them. Those are fun. I'm going to keep doing those. Obviously, the guests will be less frequent, so I still get to do bedtime with my son and my daughter. But also, every once in a while, hopefully once a month, I'm going to do something called 3 Expert Thursday. And that's going to be one topic, 3 experts, bring them on Instagram, back to back to back live, split screens, and we're going to tear it up. So that's going to be awesome as well. So stay tuned on all the good stuff. Now, as we wrap up the show, again, I'll tell you a little bit more about my new transformation reboot program after we close out here. So as soon as the music starts playing, don't click off this episode. Listen in and see what you think. So I appreciate you guys. I want to end with this thought. I appreciate you. I appreciate you having my back. I appreciate you sticking around. I appreciate you understanding that, I'm a real person. I'm in the trenches. I'm not, sometimes people assume, oh, he's got a podcast, he's rich and famous. I am neither. I'm neither. I'm a real person. And like I've said in previous episodes, I'm an ordinary person, but I'm trying to prove to both myself and to you guys that ordinary people like you and I are very, very capable of extraordinary impact, right? And this is just another step on the journey. So throttling back just a little bit on the amount of episodes I'm putting out for just a short period of time, it's going to allow me to better connect with you, put some new things out there that will help you get better results. And we're going to come out of this on the other side with a lot of momentum. So hopefully you're fired up about that. I would love to hear from you. It would mean a lot to me. So kick me a message on Instagram. You can kick an email. The best way to email me is just go to millionpoundmission.com, hit the contact button, and get me there, or connect with me on the Defeat the Cheat group, defeatthecheat.com, that reroutes you to my Facebook group. It's free. So send me a shout. Let me know what you think. The energy will not stop. This is just, like I said, another step in the road that we are taking together, my friends. All right, so let's close it out. I want to tell you and challenge you, as always, to get out there and own it every meal, every workout, every day. I will see you on the next episode. All right, I'm glad you hung in there for me. We are going to talk just a little bit about my $1 Million Mission Transformation Reboot program. Now, this is not a boot camp. This is a reboot. So the difference to me is the boot camp is kind of an accelerator. It's a real short-term blitz. It's an 8-week blitz where we overhaul your food, your fitness, your mindset, and it's a bit of a sprint. The reboot program is first and foremost about shifting your momentum. This is for the person that is standing at the bottom of the hill. The boulder is rolling down at them. They need to absorb that impact and start pushing that sucker back up the hill, get to the top of the hill, and kick it over. So if you're somebody that has struggled with weight loss, regain, I want you to check this out. I am in the building stages of this. I'm building out the web platform. There's gonna be 2 phases to this program. The first phase is gonna be what I call a mini mastermind. It's kind of, I put you inside of an incubator for a short period of time. I think it's gonna be about a week, maybe 7 to 10 days, and you're gonna have a protocol to go through where we're gonna have a series of videos, some downloads, some homework, and we're gonna do some group calls. I'm gonna launch this in small group phases, and then we're gonna launch you into kind of like the mothership group of long-term support, long-term accountability. And I think it's going to be the jam. All right, it's going to really, we're not focused on a specific diet. We're not focused on a specific fitness protocol. So no matter what, if you're keto, you're Weight Watchers, you're paleo, you're carnivore, you're vegetarian, it doesn't matter what program you come from or what program you want to use. We're going to use this protocol to make sure that you are continuously building momentum in the right direction. And of course, awesome tools that you can implement if you are a beginner with nutrition and fitness. But this is ideal for the person that just struggles with continuous forward momentum. All right, so we're going to be launching some test groups with this in the upcoming weeks. Stay plugged in, get into millionpoundmission.com. There'll be information on the Transformation Reboot program. I should have a list that you can sign up to get first dibs on the new launch group spots, and check it out. All right, so that's it. I appreciate you guys, and get out there and get that momentum going in the right direction. We'll see you next time. All right, now hold on just 1 second before you take off. Have we gotten connected yet? Have we gotten social yet? I am loving, over the last few months, you guys have been reaching out to me. We've been connecting, and people have been sending me messages like, wow, you replied to my email, or you replied to my Instagram message, or wow, I got to ask you questions when you went live in your Facebook group or on Instagram. And that's like my main form of compensation right now. As you all know, I'm making like $4 a month from my podcast. So my main form of compensation is connecting with you guys, actually helping you and knowing that my message is connecting. So I want you to hit me up. I want you to follow me on Instagram at $1 Million Pound Mission. or join my free Facebook group by going to defeatthecheat.com and join that rowdy crew. Those are the main two areas that I connect with people on social: Instagram at Million Pound Mission and my Facebook group, defeatthecheat.com. That just reroutes you to be able to join the Facebook group. But I love to connect. So let's get connected. It's not just you listening, me and your earbuds. It's about going a little bit deeper so I can actually help you out. All right, that's what I'm here to do. And I look forward to connecting, my friends. Talk to you soon.